I'm going to say a couple of words about adjustments you can make to clips, but this is something you should do sparingly. But when used right, it can really help your finished project. In any clip, I'll choose this one down here in the projects window. I can choose the little blue gear icon and choose clip adjustments. That gives me the inspector. The inspector comes with 3 buttons across the top. One applies adjustments to the overall clip, one to video, and one to audio. Adjustments to the overall clip aren't all that useful. It gives you the options for effects, which we don't use too well, speed, which can rarely be helpful. You can apply stabilization, which we chose not to do on import, but if you have a jittery clip, you can minimize that motion. The second button for video lets you do some corrections. You can correct exposure. You can correct the brightness. You can increase or reduce the contrast. And you can change the saturation from radioactive to black and white, the overall intensity of the color. You can also independently adjust the reds, the greens, and the blues. The white point by dragging around the little dot in the middle. And perhaps most importantly, the big button at the bottom that says Revert to Original, which undoes all of your experiments. You can also hit Auto, which applies some universal adjustments. Levels lets you adjust whites and blacks. So these are pretty powerful tools that are very easy to use. The last button, called Audio, lets you do some very good stuff, such as increasing or reducing the overall volume of the clip. Ducking lets you adjust volume on cutaways versus main tracks. Fade in, fade out lets you bring audio in smoothly. Enhance can be very helpful if you have a noisy clip that has a lot of background noise. You can reduce that.
Shooting video on the Lumix camera and the iPhone, and editing in iMovie 11. We've created these tutorials that you can keep on your desktop and refer to at any.
You can see how that can get distorted, so you should be previewing it as you make those adjustments so that you can kind of minimize that. Equalizer is nice because you can check it and choose any of the presets. Maybe the most useful one would be Voice Enhance, that lets you bring a voice up.
Shooting video on the Lumix camera
and kind of separates it from background. You can also apply normalization by clicking on Normalize Clip Volume, which kind of reduces the high points and raises up the low points and normalizes it. And of course that can be removed if you don't find that there's much help there. Another audio adjustment you can make is looking at the waveform under the clip, and iMovie gives you the ability to select a small range within a waveform and make some localized adjustments. This clip of Craig with the comedy finale to our practice piece has a part that is a little bit hot. It jumps up almost into the red area, so I can literally select only that area and reduce its volume. And it gives me a visual where the waveform basically creeps down to that level. The yellow reddish areas are gone, and that one little part is going to be a little bit lower than the rest of it. I can even drag these points to the sides so that I can ease that correction in a little bit and smooth it out and then play it.
Stop this thing!
That's a really powerful tool, and one that will be very helpful in fine-tuning your finished video.